Good evening, everyone. A woman who fights for her dreams. I stand before you today to share a story, but not just any story. This is a story about you, about the incredible power that resides within each and every one of you. This is the story of a woman who fights for her dreams, no matter what life throws her way. Life is not a smooth, clear road. It's full of twists, turns, bumps, and even sometimes mountains we feel we can't climb. But there's something about a woman who refuses to back down, who refuses to settle for anything less than her dreams. She knows that it's not the absence of struggle that defines her journey, it's how she faces the struggle, how she rises after each fall, and how she refuses to let fear stop her. Challenges are not roadblocks, but opportunities for growth and resilience. Life has a way of throwing obstacles in our path, and often it can feel like the weight of the world is pushing against us. Whether it's a personal struggle, professional setback, or societal limitation, it's easy to see these challenges as things that stop us in our tracks. But what if we began to see them differently? What if we could look at every obstacle as a stepping stone, a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more determined? When you face a challenge, it's not the challenge itself that defines you, but how you respond to it. Life doesn't always go as planned, and there will be moments when things fall apart. But in those moments, the greatest opportunity for growth lies not in giving up, but in facing the obstacle head on. The discomfort, the frustration, the uncertainty, it all serves a purpose. These difficult moments teach us lessons that easy times never could. Each challenge is a chance to build resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back, to keep going, to rise up even when life knocks us down. It's not about avoiding struggle, but about learning to navigate it with strength and grace. Resilience allows us to see that we are not defined by the obstacles we face, but by how we face them. It's about understanding that setbacks are part of the journey and that the most successful people are often those who have faced the toughest battles. The beauty of challenges is that they push us to discover things about ourselves that we might never have known if things had gone smoothly. In the midst of difficulty, we often find hidden reserves of strength, creativity, and perseverance. We may learn new skills, adopt new perspectives, and develop a deeper understanding of what truly matters to us. Obstacles force us to dig deep, and in doing so, we uncover parts of ourselves that were waiting to be discovered. Challenges force us to redefine our goals and our approach. When the original path becomes obstructed, it encourages us to think differently, to be flexible, and to innovate. Many of the greatest breakthroughs in history have come from those who refused to be deterred by setbacks. They didn't see a wall in front of them, they saw a new path, a different way forward. And in doing so, they found solutions that others had overlooked. Resilience is not just about bouncing back, it's about adapting, evolving, and emerging from challenges as a better, stronger version of yourself. When you face difficulties, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this? Instead of focusing on what you've lost or what's been taken from you, focus on what you can gain from the experience. Every challenge has a lesson to teach if you are open to receiving it. The idea of obstacles as stepping stones also changes the way we approach fear. Often, fear holds us back from taking risks, trying something new, or stepping out of our comfort zone. But fear is a natural response to challenge, and when we embrace it rather than run from it, we open ourselves to the possibility of greater growth. Fear tells us that something is important, that we care deeply about the outcome. So instead of letting fear paralyze us, we can let it drive us to push harder, to become more creative, and to break through the barriers that once seemed insurmountable. Life's challenges are not meant to stop us, they are meant to shape us. They give us the chance to rise above adversity, to find new solutions, and to become more than we thought possible. Every time we face an obstacle and push through it, we grow. Every challenge is a stepping stone that leads us closer to our dreams and to the person we are meant to become. True strength comes from rising every time we fall, pushing through doubt and fear. Life is not a linear journey, and it is often filled with moments of failure, rejection, and frustration. In these moments, it can feel like we are at our lowest, like the weight of the world is too much to bear. Yet, It is precisely in these moments of struggle where our true strength lies, not in the absence of difficulty, but in our ability to rise from it. When everything seems to be falling apart, it's the act of standing up again that reveals the depth of our resilience. Falling down is part of the process. It's a natural aspect of growth. Every time we attempt something new or take a risk, there's the potential for failure. It's uncomfortable, sometimes even painful to face defeat, but it's also an essential part of the learning process. Failure does not define us, how we respond to failure does. The most successful individuals in any field have failed many times, but they didn't allow their failures to become their identity. Instead, they use them as fuel to keep going, to keep trying, and to keep evolving. Doubt and fear are powerful emotions that often arise when we face challenges. These emotions can hold us back, making us question our abilities, our worth, and our potential. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough, all these fears can be paralyzing if we let them control us. But fear is not something to avoid or suppress. It's something to face head on. Every time we confront our fears, we grow stronger, more capable, and more confident in our own abilities. The truth is, fear is often the signal that we are on the verge of something important. It's telling us that we are stepping out of our comfort zone and moving towards something bigger, something greater than we imagine. Doubt, too, is something we all face at some point. It's natural to question ourselves, to wonder if we are truly capable of achieving our dreams. But it's important to remember that doubt is just a thought, not a reality. It doesn't define who we are or what we can accomplish. It's merely a temporary feeling that will pass if we don't let it take root. Strength doesn't come from certainty. It comes from being able to continue forward even when we are unsure, even when the path is unclear, and even when the road ahead seems uncertain. Rising after every fall means choosing perseverance over resignation. It's about deciding that no setback, no matter how significant, will stop us from pursuing our goals. It's about building the mental and emotional stamina to keep pushing forward, even when everything inside us wants to give up. Perseverance is the quiet determination to continue, even when the odds are stacked against us. It's about understanding that success is not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it, growing through it, and continuing on despite it. In these moments of struggle, there's also an opportunity to develop self-compassion. When we fall, we may be tempted to beat ourselves up, to think we're not good enough or capable enough. But instead of letting shame or guilt take over, we can choose to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Just as we would support a friend who is struggling, we can offer ourselves the same grace and encouragement. By doing so, we not only heal faster, but also build a stronger relationship with ourselves. The most important thing is that we don't let our doubts or fears dictate our future. It's the ability to rise again, to try once more, that separates those who succeed from those who give up. True strength comes not from avoiding failure, but from embracing it, learning from it, and having the courage to stand up every time we fall. When we rise, we grow stronger, more capable, and ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. Success isn't about waiting for the right moment, but making it happen through hard work and action. Many of us spend a lot of time waiting for the perfect opportunity to come along, the right time to start a project, the ideal conditions for pursuing a dream, or the perfect set of circumstances that will guarantee success. We often believe that success will somehow fall into our laps when everything is aligned just right. But the truth is, success is not about waiting for the stars to align. It's about creating the conditions for success by taking consistent action, regardless of whether or not everything feels perfect. Waiting for the perfect moment can become a trap. It can make us procrastinate, doubt our abilities, or even talk ourselves out of starting something at all. We think that if we wait just a little longer, the timing will be better, or we'll have more resources, more knowledge, or more confidence. But often, that moment never comes. The perfect time to act rarely arrives, and if we're always waiting for it, we may find ourselves stuck in a cycle of inaction. The longer we wait, the further our dreams slip away from us. Success requires a shift in mindset. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, we must create our own opportunities. It's about realizing that the power to succeed lies in our hands, in our choices, and in our ability to take action. Every step forward, no matter how small, brings us closer to our goal. Action doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be taken. The most successful people in the world didn't sit around waiting for the right time. They took the time they had and made it work. They used what they had in that moment to start, to try, and to build momentum. They understood that success is a result of persistent, deliberate effort over time, not the absence of mistakes or failure. Taking action also means stepping outside of our comfort zones. It's easy to stay where we feel safe, where the risk of failure seems small. But true growth only happens when we push ourselves beyond what feels comfortable. Success is found in the discomfort of trying new things, making mistakes, and learning from them. Every time we take action, we gain experience, knowledge, and confidence. Even if we fail, we're still moving forward because we're learning valuable lessons that we wouldn't have learned if we'd stayed stagnant. Hard work is an essential ingredient in success. While waiting for the perfect moment may feel passive, hard work requires us to actively engage with our dreams and goals. It's about showing up every day, even when it's difficult, even when progress feels slow. Success doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen without effort. The most successful people are often the ones who work tirelessly behind the scenes, putting in hours, making sacrifices, and persevering when others might give up. They know that progress is built on consistent, determined effort, not on hoping things will magically fall into place. It's also important to remember that success is not an overnight achievement. It's the culmination of countless small actions, decisions, and efforts. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a building block for what you want to achieve. It's not about taking a giant leap at once. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and staying committed to your vision. The process is as important as the end goal because it's the hard work, the action, and the persistence that shape who you become along the way. So rather than waiting for the perfect moment to start, take what you have now and make it work. Take one small step, one action, and keep moving forward. The future belongs to those who make things happen, not to those who wait for things to happen. Success is built on the foundation of effort and determination, not on a stroke of luck or perfect timing. A woman doesn't need permission to succeed. She defines her own path and shatters limitations. From the moment she steps into the world, she is often met with expectations, sometimes even rules about what she can or cannot do. Society has long dictated what women should aim for, where they should go, and how they should behave. But the truth is, success isn't about asking for permission. It's about taking ownership, your dreams, your ambitions, and your potential, and boldly pursuing them, regardless of what the world thinks you can or cannot achieve. For too long, women have been told that their aspirations are too big, too bold, or too ambitious. They've been given a narrow definition of success, often limited by outdated gender roles and stereotypes. But a woman who understands her worth knows that she is not defined by society's small boxes. She sees herself as limitless, with the power to break through barriers and challenge norms. She does not wait for others to tell her she's allowed to dream or to achieve. Instead, she sets her sights on what she wants and she goes after it unapologetically. The idea of waiting for permission can be paralyzing. It creates a sense of dependence, where one feels that their dreams are only valid if someone else validates them. This mindset can cause a person to hesitate, to question their worthiness, and ultimately to let opportunities slip by. But a woman who fights for her dreams understands that no one else's approval is necessary for her to succeed. She has the power to create her own opportunities, to carve her own path, and to claim her success without asking for validation. She doesn't seek permission to rise, she simply rises, and her actions speak for themselves. This doesn't mean that there won't be challenges. It doesn't mean that there won't be moments when she faces criticism, doubt, or even ridicule. But a woman who knows her own strength understands that these external voices do not have the power to determine her worth. The world might tell her she is not enough, that her goals are impossible, or that she should settle for something less. But she refuses to accept these limitations as truths. She pushes forward, using every obstacle as a stepping stone, knowing that the only voice she truly needs to listen to is her own. The beauty of a woman defining her own path is that it creates a ripple effect. When a woman steps into her power and refuses to be confined by the expectations of others, she opens doors for other women to do the same. She becomes a beacon of possibility, showing other women that they too have the ability to achieve their dreams without waiting for approval or permission. She creates a space where women can own their ambitions, pursue them with confidence, and support one another in their journeys. Her success becomes not just a personal victory, but a victory for all women, proving that success is not bound by gender, circumstance, or limitation. In a world that often tries to limit women's potential, the greatest act of rebellion is to define success on your own terms, to refuse to ask for permission, to shatter the glass ceilings that others try to impose, and to boldly chase the dreams that make your heart come alive. A woman who fights for her dreams knows that the power to succeed lies within her, and she is not afraid to claim it. She understands that success is not granted, it is earned through belief in oneself, hard work, and the refusal to let anyone or anything dictate her worth or her future. A woman who fights for her dreams inspires and elevates those around her, paving the way for future generations. When a woman commits to her vision, her journey does not only impact her own life, but it reverberates throughout her community, her family, and even the world at large. Every time she rises above an obstacle, every time she takes another step forward, despite fear or doubt, she creates a pathway for others to follow. She becomes a living testament to what is possible when one refuses to give up, and her journey becomes a beacon of hope and inspiration. The influence of a woman who pursues her dreams is not limited to her personal accomplishments. Her success and perseverance serve as a powerful example to others, especially to those who may be struggling with their own doubts and challenges. Her story reminds others that their dreams, no matter how big or impossible they may seem, are valid. It encourages them to believe in themselves, to trust in their own strength, and to keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. In this way, her fight for her own dreams becomes a collective fight, helping to inspire a wave of resilience in those around her. A woman who fights for her dreams teaches others the importance of self-belief. Often the hardest part of pursuing our dreams is the inner battle we face, the voice of doubt that tells us we are not enough or that we are incapable of achieving what we desire. But when we witness a woman rising above these doubts, challenging the limitations placed on her, and achieving what others thought was impossible, we are reminded of our own power. Her belief in herself becomes contagious. It spreads to those who are watching, those who are following in her footsteps. Her journey becomes a reminder that we are all capable of achieving greatness if we have the courage to believe in our dreams and take action. A woman who fights for her dreams opens doors for future generations. When she refuses to be held back by the constraints of society, tradition, or fear, she creates opportunities not just for herself, but for those who come after her. She paves the way for young girls and women to follow their own ambitions, knowing that they too can break through barriers. Her successes and struggles lay the groundwork for the generations to come, showing them that there is nothing stopping them from achieving their dreams, except their own belief in their limitations. The impact of a woman's determination extends far beyond individual triumphs. When one woman rises, she helps lift those around her, creating a culture of empowerment and possibility. She encourages others to support one another, to celebrate each other's victories, and to stand together in the face of adversity. Through her example, she fosters a sense of community where dreams are not just individual pursuits but shared goals that can be achieved together. This sense of unity and support becomes an invaluable force propelling everyone toward their potential. In a world where women's voices have often been silenced or minimized, a woman who fights for her dreams changes the narrative. She challenges the status quo, proving that women's aspirations are just as valid and worthy of pursuit as anyone else's. Through her action, she challenges the limitations imposed on women, showing the world that women are capable of achieving anything they set their minds to. In doing so, she becomes not only an inspiration for today, but a trailblazer for tomorrow, shaping a world where the next generation of women will have even more opportunities to pursue their dreams without hesitation or doubt. Thanks for watching.